Hello everybody, good afternoon. My name is Shai and I would love to sing to you Sesto's aria, Svegliatevi nel cuore, from the opera Giulio Cesare by Handel.
Isn't that nice that she says, I would love to sing to you?
I would love to.
That's exactly how we should do it. Great.
Vendicare il padre, si sveglia la vendetta all'anima neghitosa, che offesa d'un tiranno in van riposa.
Here, especially in the B, also in the first part, for example, svegliatevi, 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 bum, 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 yeah? And then some moments you have the nice awareness of where the phrase goes in the second part with the long phrases. And the if you arrive in the right moment, l'ombra del genitore, it will never be genitore. Yeah. So sometimes then you support too much at the end of the phrase.
Okay.
Genitore. Instead of pa, pam, pa, yeah?
Letting it go.
Exactly. It will create a more natural flow. It's gorgeous as it is now. I detect that there's not always, you're not always surfing the wave, yeah? It's again a small, you can do a very small gesture, even in concert. Lord. then you're there. And anyway, we're talking interpretation-wise. We said last time that it's l'ombra accorria in me difesa. Come, rush to me to defend me. So, accorria in me a difesa. Hey, do this, help me, come in my defense, and say, you're my son, you can do this. Yeah, this is so from the affetto it can be more an invocation, like a prayer to your dead father, and you say, help me. Yeah, it's more of this affetto, and then l'ombra del genitore. Yeah. It is so powerful. If you hit this arch, it will sound gorgeous, okay?
Okay. Yeah.
Tiny bit too soon.
Yes.
A bit. It worked already, but this is the nice thing. This way we can always verify. She was just a bit too soon, too far with the gesture, I think.
Yeah.
So, let's wait to verify it. Do it again. I think it's l'ombra del ge. See it less as it would be l'ombra. There could be a point there, but I think it will work better. L'ombra del geni. On geni you make the crescendo tore.
Okay.
Let's try this. What works better? Once more, yes. And then you can compare
it's like
it. Yeah.
different direction.
Yeah. Once more. Do this alone, yeah, without me showing anything.
Yes.
Beautiful, yeah. But you see, this is it's about precision in knowing where you want to go with your voice. And before it was already vocally really beautiful, but now we have some root. It's rooted in the composition because for Mendel has this clear. Wam, bam, bam, bam. The phrase suggests this intensification. So if we do this, it becomes self-explaining. Again, then there's no interpretation.
Right.
It's just following this flow, giving your voice to this beautiful composition, and people will be amazed. Really, vocally it sounds beautiful. Already the first time. I could just hear that you supported end of phrases and you gave extra support in moments where it was not really needed and didn't have the right support when you needed it. So it was not unstable, but I sensed this. And now we had the it's riding on your breath with the voice, okay? There is no small breath. And if you catch
even if I have like
exactly, even if it's yes, I would always go for the deep and low breath. But look, the way you sung it here, every conductor, every stage director would be very happy to have you as a sesto if you sing it this way. Seriously, yeah. This holds up to any professional standard. So this is really good. And now let's go back to the capo, yeah. Svegliatevi nel cuore, furio d'un'alma offesa, furio d'un'alma offesa, furio d'un'alma offesa. Yeah. Also here. Svegliatevi. It's svegliatevi. It's spoken word translated into the music, so it can never be svegliatevi, svegliatevi. Yeah, it's very clear.
So do it now the da capo with the ornaments, okay?
Yes, show us the ornaments. Stop. It's if we want to play it, he's angry, sesto, and he says, svegliatevi. It's never svegliatevi. This comes from nowhere.
Yeah.
Dum ba ba dum ba ba dum. Svegliatem ba ba dum. Give us a. That's the breath, and the breath in a way contains the information about what will happen if I do. Yeah, that will not work, yeah? But, okay? Dum ba ba dum. Dum ba ba dum. Dum ba ba bum. It's like the last two beats.
Yeah, okay.
Da ba da ba da. Ba da ba. Svelja. Yeah? Try to find the right da ba da ba da ba da ba da. Svelja.
Okay.
If this is
like
the
right
pendulum, ba ba da ba da ba.
If I reach much earlier.
One movement of the pendulum is your breath.
Yes.
Dum bum bum. Svelja. And then have this.
Okay.
Just force yourself now, really. Every breath, quick, as low as possible. Okay?
Right.
Again from the top. Beautiful. Yes, yes, yes. This is good. Make a little alentando there, that you have more time. It's a beautiful ornament, and it passes a bit too quick. Da 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 dum pa.
But it felt much different now when I was thinking about this kind of breathing.
I think frequently we forget to take the deep breath. The deep breath contains so much more energy. And it unlocks the support. The moment I'm... Because it moves the diaphragm low. It charges the battery.
Right.
And it charges it quickly. And suddenly, every phrase is supported by much more energy, because the breath is our energy. Yeah? Let's say it again, the whole da capo. Yeah. And just remind yourself after, it's not svegliatevi, svegliatevi, but it's svegliatevi. Svegliatevi nel core, fuori in un'alma offesa. I exaggerate the noise, but it's always quick falling, and it doesn't need any inhalation. It's just you open your mouth, and breath falls low, and it's quickly there, and suddenly we have a buzz in energy. Yeah, let's do da capo with the ornaments again.
Okay. The low breath, first of all, breath is what we need to sing. It's the energy. It's like our reservoir, our tank, and then the voice can vibrate. Secondly, as you observed, the low breath is something that during this aria that is so exciting, the natural tendencies again, so we go higher and higher in the body. And if every time we give ourselves a little, no, the breath is low, 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 it kind of brings us back in the right balance. Now I feel much grounded.
Yes, exactly. The low breath grounds us and gives us this feeling as if we have roots in the floor and not we are floating above the floor. Yeah. So this is precisely what is necessary. And frequently we forgot that
especially in these dramatic areas, the voice needs to be supported by a really good amount of breath. It's not just the amount of breath that you need to get through the phrase somehow. You always had enough breath to get through the phrases. But if we run slightly out of breath towards the end of a phrase, the voice already starts being unstable. So if we have a bit too much air, it means that it's like an air cushion that the voice floats on until the end of the phrase. And it's not... That's the simple trick. And then it's... and now combine this A section with the B section you did before, and it's really impressive then, yeah? It's because it sounds effortless. You're not forcing your voice. You have understanding of the drama. So be aware that in the B section, if you want to play it on theater, in the opera, the director will tell you what to do. If you do it in a concert, in the B section, he says, Vani sono I lamenti. He says his mother cries, and he says, forget about the crying, that doesn't do anything. I will take revenge. That's the first part. It is almost as if was a little bit too self-confident, and he says, but I will need the help. Ombra, the shadow of my father, come. Akor, run towards me, help me, tell me, son, I trust in you, yeah? So this is a different affetto. And find a way, how is the shadow, the ghost in a way, so it surrounds you. Then I think you need to give it a direction. If you say, come to me. First you sense it maybe, and accordion mio di fe, accordion mio di fesa is stronger. Yeah. If you can look for it, you can say, I feel the shadow of my father around. Please help me. Then you give it a direction. And these are the tiny tools. It's not much interpretation. It's just knowing that he's pleading for his deceased father to come and help him. And then if you talk about the ghost or the shadow, how does somebody look who calls upon a ghost? It needs to be a little bit like, is he already here? Oh, he's come and help me, yeah? Then you can make it as if you can see him, yeah? The rest is just surfing the wave, just following the genius of Handel, giving your voice. Luckily, you have all the vocal tools available. Not everybody has that. So you're obliged, since you have the vocal tools, you must not sing it different than this. It's always be aware that as singers, there is no rehearsal version of this piece. Handel never wrote a piece saying it's the it's the Jerusalem Music Center rehearsal version, or I always said the Zimmer 2 version, where I had my singing lessons in Basel. No, there's a switch that is on or off. There's nothing in between. So whenever you get up and sing this piece, you need to be on with everything you have. Yeah? It would be a waste of your talent and of the beautiful music if you don't connect all these elements. And ultimately, we need to get into a state that I call the connected state. Yes, I talk about the deep breath, and then I talk about the shadow, and then I talk about the wave. So it's not that you start singing and you think, okay, give me a moment. There was the wave, there was the shadow, there's the breathing, there's the shoulders, and now this is not how it is. The connected state is the moment, and all singers know it. That's the moment when you stand somewhere and you sing, and it all falls into place. So the individual elements are not A plus B plus C, but it's like an amalgam. It turns into a new element, into something new that is complete. And the access to this is not remembering the individual elements. That's what I said yesterday already. But it's more unlocking the elements through the general idea. So you have made now this experience. This was really gorgeous, fantastic. So when you sing it next time, you try to remember, how was it? How did I feel? What was the feeling? when I was connected. And then you try to unlock that feeling. And when you reach that point, the breath will be low, everything will fall into place. Yeah, this is, it's not about simulating the symptoms of good singing. Yeah? Of course, we can observe things.
Yes, of course.
When you sing it beautifully and somebody else says, oh, I do what she does. I breathe deeply and this and this and this, and then it must be the same. It's not we can observe the symptoms, but they come from the inside to the outside. If I simulate the symptoms, it does not mean that it gets to the inside. Yeah. So it's and we try to recreate these moments more and more and more and more often, and then in the end you have no choice whenever you sing. And when you study a piece, all of you, when you look at a piece, identify these. Text context. Who am I when I'm singing this? I am sesto. Even in a concert, what happens before? What do I say in the recit? Why do I say it? Okay. What are the actual words that I say? Are there key words? I can never say ombra, but ombra. Yeah? And if I, like in English, if I have the word hate, I will never say hate, but it's hate. Exactly, you know, yeah? Mm-hmm. So these are the tools. So before we start singing, we read the words and we already get an idea of what's happening in the piece. And I usually then I try it on the piano and whistle and hum the melody, and only when I have a basic idea of how the piece goes, I start singing. Because when we start sight reading a piece, we have to be aware that the first memory of us hearing the piece, singing it ourselves, is the bad sight reading version. Yeah. And first memory of a piece that we sing is always it always gets engraved deeply. So if you sight read something, it will take far more effort to move away from that version, from the bad sight reading version, than to first get the ideas, and when you sing it for the first time, it already has a shape. That's why I think frequently with students who are excellent sight readers, it's much harder to work, because they already arrive pretty quickly at a decent version. It sounds already good, and then they're frequently satisfied, and it's very hard to motivate them to do more. I was, and I'm still not a good sight reader, but I was a terrible sight reader when I was a student. So I really needed to spell out the piece. But of course, then I already had it almost memorized when I was able to sing it. Yeah. Okay. Beautiful work. Thank you.